Okay. Now, so when after we establish the duty of care based on proximity and possibilities, there's another group of people that we have to be very careful, and that is what we base on policy and the just and reasonable imposition of the duty. So even though, let's say, the doctors are medical service people, like those people driving ambulance, and then police are, teachers are, fire services are, local authority. So all these people actually, we are very careful in this group of people who are actually they're actually doing the duty based on certain policies. We have to be very careful in establishing whether they have that duty of care to the people or not, to certain people or not. So the idea here is we would rather be more open, like more giving them more immunity, so that more people can, more public can gain from their execution of the duty, you see. So let's say if you, every day you got to sue the police, you see, you go and sue the police, every day you go and sue teachers, every day you go and sue doctors, you see. So the more you do that, and the more cases that comes out, then people will be very cold to one another anymore, especially people doing public duties, especially in the area of public duties. So sometimes they will not do certain things in case I get sued. Can you just imagine doctors, every time they get scared of being sued, then they don't take action? And the ambulance, they say that I must drive within 60 kilometer per hour. Then you got somebody behind your ambulance that is dying, and then you say you're only driving 60 kilometer per hour because I have duty to the other people. I scared I get sued later on by somebody whom I scratched the car or something like that. So or somebody got injured because of me running into their cars or something like that. I mean, like that will bring the society to a point of maniac. I think, we don't want that, you see. So not only these people, yes, they have responsibilities. When they drive the ambulance, they have responsibility. They have responsibility towards the patient at the back, their staff at the back. They have duty towards the road users as well. Yes, they are general publics, you see, that will be affected by your actions. So, but the court would normally be very careful, we would rather be a bit more open, more wide, more giving them more immunity in that sense. So we will try to establish whether is there a fairness and reasonableness in terms of when you say that you're imposing that duty of care onto this group of people, you see, who are doing more on the duty on public policy sort of things, you see. So we would establish them, like we will try to look into the policy of them doing that duty versus the actual law of tort, whereby, we just simply based on possibility and proximity. Yeah. So we want to make sure that more people are gained from them doing their duty than just one or two person being injured when they are doing their duty. Just as the example that I gave you, doctor. When they do the duty and then there is possibilities, there is proximity, but would you accept the case of suing the doctor, you see? And then if we say that, this is in a case of emergency, which is later on I'm going to explain. There may be some form of that he may not breach his duty because it is in that environment that he has to save the life of that particular person, and this is the level that he must go, in order to do the CPR. I can't remember what's the word, pumping your heart kind of thing, like pushing it down, I just don't remember. If somebody can tell me. Yeah. So that action, he's doing it too hard, too harsh, and he's, pumping his hand onto the patient, and then that patient, got saved, but has two broken ribs, for example. So if the court starts cases like that, then you will start to see that there's not many people who are willing to help another person anymore, and that is going to go into really against the normal the idea of being a human tort is supposed to make a human be more careful in your action or no action. So now you are having people who just are not so careful that nothing ever happens anymore. You see, so this is probably about the duty. When we're establishing that duty, we not only look at possibility, proximity, which is the main thing, but we also look at the policy, the situation surrounding that duty, and then that person carrying out the duty, and whether it's just and reasonable when they are imposing that duty to the other person. So that is about establishing the duty of care. Duty of care has never been easy to establish, you see. So yeah, I mean, this is something that we have been grappling, the court will be grappling with all the time, and it will take a large amount to spend on whether there is a duty of care, honestly, because we do not want to simply have cases, like I say, it is not wise at all, you see. So you must remember the core part of negligence is basically you must have damage and you must have duty. So this is two core things. So we must establish the duty very, very carefully to even say that we have a case in the way. So then what is the breach of duty? Breach of duty is the next thing that we have to prove. So you say, okay, now we have the duty. Yes, confirm with the duty. So did the person breach? You see, one case is doing emergency. Emergency, this will be taken into account on assessing the standard of behavior. So the breach of duty is about whether you are doing that duty, you're carrying out that duty at the standard of a reasonable man. So if we talk about a kid, so you cannot compare a kid with an adult. 14 years old, 15 years old, a teenager doing something. So you have to get another 14 years old, 15 years old to establish that, you see. You cannot get somebody who is 30 years old to establish that, you see, his action, because it's totally different. So it has to be reasonable. Reasonable is a reasonable, prudent adult. So when it's a child, it has to be a reasonable, prudent child of that age, not a reasonable, prudent adult. You see? So this is the concept of the breach. You must full situation. It's the same part. Specialist. Okay, normal engineers. See, so you cannot match a specialist with a normal engineer. If I'm doing a water tank design, suddenly you're somebody that you come and compare that duty, whether you breach or not, you get a specialist in the area who has like 3 PhD degree, in certain specific knowledge to establish the duty. I mean, to establish whether that this guy is doing all the right thing. Come on, it's like, it's just not reasonable. All right. So then, so this is the standard that we are measuring. So we need to answer this. What is the standard of care? Okay. What is the standard of care that we're looking here? And this is 2 areas. One of them is must be a reasonable man, reasonable standard. And then, of course, we need to bring in whether the situation has any emergency situation to it. Like in that emergency situation, whereby you only have that, like let's say if I have a heart attack on the plane, a doctor tries to save me. See, so he only has this many things, or I give birth on the plane. He only have hot water, and I don't know, no needles, nothing, and only a pair of scissors. Then he helped me to deliver, and then I got to sue him because I got infection after that. So, well, in that emergency, you only got this one person there to help you, and the situation is only like this, the facility is only like this. So we need to take into consideration whatever that he's doing under that particular situation is already reasonable and is established through reasonable man understanding. So same car with you time also doing the same. So establish the bridge in that sense. Okay.